Alright, so in today's YouTube video, we're going to be talking about how to create YouTube videos that actually attract high intent buyers. Not just people who just click, watch for 30 seconds, and then just go on to the next video, but people who actually watch, trust you, and then buy from you. And to show you exactly how we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing some live breakdowns. So I have my laptop right here, I have my headphones, and we're pretty much going to be looking at videos and analyzing them and breaking them down, videos from Iman Gaji, Instantly AI, and a few others. And I'll show you exactly how they structure their content, how they position their message, and most importantly, what they do differently to attract high intent buyers. So if you've been posting YouTube videos and wondering why nobody's converting, well, you're going to want to stick around because this video is going to show you exactly how to fix that. So this first video that we're going to break down is from Iman Gaji, and it's pretty much titled "It's Boring But Will Make Even Millionaires in 2025." So this is automatically top of the funnel. It's not talking about what specific method or mechanism. It's just really general. You'll become a millionaire even as a beginner if you follow this step in 2025. So let's just watch the intro and see exactly how he pretty much framed this video.
So here is the raw reality of making your first $1 million, coming from someone who made their first million at the age of 18. And
all right, so he's already establishing credibility and pretty much status. He just said he's a millionaire. He became a millionaire at 18. A lot of people don't do that. And the type of people usually watching these videos are typically young. So he's pretty much attracting his ICP, and you can pretty much see the Rolls Royce on the screen. This is obviously attracting young people who want to be millionaires.
Tens of millions of dollars since then. Now, there are 5 raw truths that no one really talks about when it comes to building wealth, especially...
All right, so pretty much he said 5 raw truths, and he said that in the intro. He's not saying exactly what they are. He didn't put any icons. He just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And so what we call this when we creating YouTube scripts, especially in my agency, is opening loops, right? And so he pretty much just opened the loop, and that loop is pretty much, sorry, all the different truths about becoming a millionaire, even as a beginner, right? And so he pretty much opened the entire loop, and you can't escape this loop without finishing and watching this video to get all the 5 truths, right? And so this is pretty much an open loop, and let's see exactly how he pretty much gets into the first raw truth.
If you want to do it starting from 0. Now, the first raw truth is that 80% of success is timing. Now, most successful people won't admit that, though. They're going to tell you that the reason they succeeded was due to all of the hard work that they put in, the risks they took, and their discipline to show up and stay consistent day after day. Which, by the way, definitely plays a big part in their success for sure, but the point is, there is something else that they never address. Listen, I've been in the online game long enough to see the rise.
All right, so this intro is extremely good, well scripted. I'm pretty sure it's scripted, but what he basically did here is just go against a common belief or a common, like, it's not a misconception. He did agree with it, but he said there's other things that you need to know as well. And so you just kind of went against it and said, that's not all you need to know. That's not all there is to it, right? There's more to it. He opened a loop pretty much with the first raw truth, and then he opened another loop by saying, that's not all you need to know. There's actually more. So it's like, this is really engaging. It's just keeping the viewer to watch and pretty much just opening loops and then closing loops and then opening another loop is pretty much what this video is going to be about. That's typically how top of the funnel YouTube videos are. And so we can watch a little bit more, but I'm pretty much sure, I'm pretty sure about exactly what he's doing and where he's going with this.
And fall of a ton of different businesses and a bunch of different business models. And I've even experimented and failed, by the way, I'll put my hands up and say that, with multiple of them myself. And throughout this journey, I have noticed that the people who succeed are the ones who took not many, but a few right decisions, which outweigh all of the wrong decisions that they've ever taken. And what I realized, and it actually took me a few years to come to this realization, is that all of these big life decisions had one underlying common factor: timing. Let's be honest, everyone knows that getting into the right industry at the right time can make you rich. This was true with real estate, with the stock market.
Okay, so pretty much just getting in more into it, you can pretty much see a common theme here. He's opening loops, he's closing loops, and he's opening another loop, and it's pretty much how top of the funnel videos are. And so I'm pretty much sure that's exactly how the rest of the video went. And so that's pretty much him framing the video, calling out his ICP, right? And perfectly showing them exactly what they can be like if they watch the whole entire video and learn from him, right? Especially him showing all the watches, the Rolls Royce, pretty much young people who want to become really rich or even like millionaires. They really like materialistic things, right? And maybe not all of them, but a good amount, like a huge chunk. And so this is pretty much perfectly structured intro. And this is exactly how top of funnel video should be. And it's typically talking head. You can pretty much see it's edited throughout the actual video. And we can even look at the outro, but it's probably just him pitching his link in the description, which is probably educate.io. He changes descriptions often, so it's probably a different offer. But typically, that's exactly how these videos are. And if I scroll down here, you can pretty much see he even has it in the comment section. So that's pretty much it. And you can also see on the right side, he's A/B testing a ton. This is what all these bigger YouTubers do. I actually talked about this in my crash course. You can check that out on my channel. This is a video right before this. But moving on, let's just get to the next middle of the funnel video. All right, so this next video is from Instantly AI and it's titled The Best Cold Email Strategy in 2025. This is automatically middle of the funnel because it's pretty specific, but it is also kind of general at the same time. It's not saying what specific type of email for like what specific niche or what specific industry. It's just pretty general. The best cold email strategy generalized in 2025, right? And so middle of the funnel video. And if we actually look at the channel, you can see they do an extremely good job at this. I actually absolutely love looking at this channel, especially like if I send clients in the cold email niche. Like I just love looking at this channel and getting like really good like just references and just using this channel. Even if you're not in a cold email niche, look at this channel, see exactly how they're framing their videos, doing their thumbnails, targeting their SCP, like structuring their like content. They're doing a really good job. They're doing a phenomenal job. Whoever the marketing team is here is doing a really good job. So let's actually just get into the video and yeah, let's just check it out.
In this video, I'm going to be revealing one of the most effective cold email strategies that you can literally copy and paste to flood your pipeline with qualified prospects. This is one of the best strategies that we've been using inside of our business and has already generated over $60,000 in contracted revenue in just 2 months using this simple strategy. Look, I've tried.
All right, so pretty much you can see open a loop, obviously, and as well as he called out his ICP and he's pretty much like giving a lot of social proof, right? And so his ICP is pretty much people who want to learn about cold email. The title did this as well, but even the intro is just filtering out the people a ton, as well as he displayed a lot of social proof, like displayed about money, how much they've generated, etc. And by the way, Instantly AI, I'm pretty sure is a SaaS tool. So their ICP is like, I guess you can say B2B/B2C a little bit. I bet it's mainly B2B. And like he's just calling out his ICP so well. So let's just keep watching.
All of the cold email strategies out there. We've sent millions of cold emails. We've been able to drive multiple 7 figures to our businesses. And this strategy by far seems to be the one that continues to outperform others. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to replicate this exact strategy and implement it into your business to get more replies, more big calls, and ultimately grow your business. Let's get into it. So before
All right, so just looking at the intro, you can pretty much see the exact framework that he used. A lot of like pretty much YouTubers use this as well, but it's called the what, why, how framework. He talks about what he's going to be talking about in the video, why it's important, and how he's going to display it, which is pretty much throughout the video. He talked about what he's going to go through first, the exact structure. Well, he didn't say exactly what it was, but he kind of showed a marrow board showing the numbers and like a little teaser of it. Let me find it. Yeah, right here. So intro, how to go from X to, and then you can't really see it, opener, and then everything else is blurred, right? So pretty much opening a loop as well as like kind of like just displaying that structure of what the video is going to be about and just keeping it like this mysterious. You need to watch the whole thing to learn more, right? And so this is a good middle of the funnel video. And pretty much what you realize in this video is that they're calling out their ICP a ton. And it's even more in the middle of the funnel videos. They do this in top of funnel videos like Iman Gaji. He was pretty much calling them out via the video as well as with the like what he was saying. You know, 18-year-old millionaire, how to become a millionaire as a beginner, etc. Really general, right? But you even call your ICP a lot more if it's with middle of the funnel or bottom of the funnel content. But this is middle of the funnel. We can keep watching, but it's pretty much just going to be a screen share. This is typically how they are. You don't really see middle of the funnel videos as fully edited. And if they are, then that's probably not a bad thing either. But usually they're just like breakdowns via like a screen share. But actually, let's take a look at the outro. Let's see exactly how they structured this and how they actually pitch your offer, which is like a SaaS tool.
good KPI that you could be going for. Of course, like workshop attendees can vary, it depends on the timing, it depends on people actually following through. But even if you had 25 workshop attendees, you should be able to at least close one deal from that. And this is something that you can constantly be promoting and constantly adding value to people and constantly building your list. This has by far been the easiest way to get in front of a ton of people. And also it's a lot of fun to teach people and educate people on your expertise. This workshop strategy produces massive results, builds your
All right, so you can see once again in the outro, he's talking about social proof as well. He's presenting the opportunity. Usually someone who watches the entire YouTube video is already kind of interested. Like people don't watch a whole entire YouTube video and just like click off like, oh yeah, this was the worst video ever. I don't care about what he's talking about. I'm not really interested. They usually watch it and they're like just spending time with you, right? They're kind of interested in what you're doing, what you have to sell, what you're offering, right? And so pretty much he's displaying more social proof, which is always good, especially throughout the video, as well as he's displaying the opportunity. He's talking about all the benefits pretty much, right? And so this is really good. He's not doing it in a salesy way either. He's talking about how it can be fun, how it can be easy, and how you can do it for yourself, most importantly, because the person on the other side of the screen, not to be mean, but they're pretty selfish, right? They want to learn about how your value that you're giving can help them, right? Not really how it can help you or other people. They are watching for a reason. They need to solve a problem. So that's what the YouTube video is for. So let's actually keep watching. I already like how they structured their outro.
your reputation, and it also gives you content that you can chop up to. Now, what you need to do is you need to take this strategy, you need to implement. And what I recommend when doing cold email is to send at least 1,000 emails a day. And you have enough information to figure out what exactly is providing the results and getting the highest positive replies in people to actually say yes to what it is that you're offering them. So if you want to know exactly how to do that so you can set up this exact same funnel, just click on the video on the screen and I'll walk you through step by step the exact process that you can follow to send 1,000 cold emails every single day. And if I was you, I'd literally just push through right.
All right, so you can pretty much see this is like, it doesn't seem to be scripted, but it kind of seems to be like a lot more natural, which is good. You want your intros and outros to be a lot more natural, as well as they can be scripted, but just keep it natural, of course. Don't make it seem kind of salesy. He's actually doing a really good job. And he even didn't use like a book a call, which I don't think it's in the AI uses that, but I'm pretty sure they do use like sign up to, right? He didn't tell anyone to sign up, not yet at least. Not, I just kind of paused it early, but what he did do is CTA to another video, which is really good, right? You want to keep the session time high. And there's a difference between watch time and session time. Watch time is going to be like the amount of time someone watched the video and specifically that video, but session time is going to be how long they spent on the actual platform of YouTube, right? How long was their session time? Did it go up after watching a video? Did it go like, below average after watching a YouTube video? After watching a YouTube video, did they click off the app? That's a huge red flag. You don't want that, right? And so always like kind of bring them to another YouTube video. Like I usually say at the end of my videos, click this video on screen next, and I pretty much state the benefits, why they should click, etc. But it's always good to keep the session time high because YouTube's going to view that as like a bonus. They're going to keep promoting your video. They want more people to stay on the platform, right? That's the goal of YouTube, to keep as much people as possible on the platform. This is also why longer videos perform better than shorter videos, but shorter videos can perform better than longer form videos. But we're going to talk about that in another one. So anyhow, let's just move on to the next one. All right, so this next video is going to be a bottom of the funnel video. We already went through top of funnel, which is Iwangaji, middle of the funnel, which is Instantly AI. Now we're going to go to bottom of the funnel. But here we have two different videos that I wanted to split. This one is going to be a case study breakdown, and it's not a client interview because the client isn't actually in the video. Now, case study breakdown is more like you breaking down the results, how you got that, the exact structure, the exact framework, step by step, etc. type of thing. These pretty much go in depth a lot more, and you can pretty much see this video is 15 minutes long of him just pretty much breaking down how he made 188K in 30 days with AI dropshipping. And it's pretty much a case study video, case study breakdown. But let's just get right into it. You can already see it's displaying a ton of social proof, which is really good. This is what this video is for, displaying the amount of money or whatever it is that you're helping people get, displaying the results, the insane result that you've gotten, how you can help the other person on the other side of the screen. Because likely if they're watching this, they're probably interested or they're looking for some type of help, right? So let's just get into it and see exactly how he structured this.
All right, so this store we did $188,000 in a single month, and this wasn't even the highest month on the store. I'm gonna go over exactly how you can do this for yourself. And no, we're not gonna be using Shrine theme. We're not gonna be spending hours building a website, and we're not gonna scroll on Callo data for ages just for our product to fail and have completely bad results on Facebook and just do the same thing over again. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the raw process that I take to scale these stores, and you can see the month after that
All right, so instantly he's disqualifying some things that a lot of people were thinking, and he's pretty much just displaying how this is going to be a raw video. And a lot of people like who watch these bottom of the funnel videos already like this type of stuff, right? They already like how it's raw and how it's not edited, because edited gives off the kind of vibe of like being a little bit more synthetic and a little bit more like a little more fake. Maybe not less trust, but not as in depth and not as like just raw, I guess, in general. Maybe not as authentic. But if it's raw video like this, especially if it's a bottom of funnel video, like a case study breakdown, like your prospects, your potential clients watching it will absolutely love it, and they're going to pretty much watch the entire thing, right? If they're actually interested or if you have a really good result, right? So let's just keep watching a little bit more, and then we can get into like a little bit more of the body, then the outro.
scaled even higher to $255,000. So if you're tired of watching these YouTubers listening to the same information over and over, literally not seeing any luck or landing on that one product, I'm going to show you the raw process of what I do and how I get these consistent results and how I do it without
Okay, pretty much flexing the entire, like flexing all the numbers, flexing everything. This is really good. This is what you're supposed to do, especially if it's bottom of the funnel. Someone who's clicking this is likely going to become a client of yours. So you want to flash as many numbers on screen as possible. Not like in a crazy way, in a clean way like he is, but just give the person on the other side of the screen the results that you've gotten, everything, all the clients you work with, all the results they've gotten, the amount of money or the amount of results that you've gotten for other people, and just show them how you can actually help them, because they're likely going to go into your offer afterwards if it's actually a good result.
Spending so much time just for a product to end up failing and not getting me any results. So if you want to see results like this, and you can see the stripe, this is legit, nothing here is fake, there's a few things that you don't want to do and avoid. We're not going to go ahead and pay for Shrine theme. That will not make any difference, and I don't care how many people tell you it does, it won't make a difference. We're not going to go ahead and build a one product store. Heck, even a general store, we're not going to do any of that. We're not going to go ahead and spend hours making a fancy website, or even spend a bunch of times making videos. And last but not least, we're not going to...
Okay, so I'm not going to watch this for too long, but you can pretty much see it. He's already disqualifying just a bunch of other things that people were thinking was the right way, or like about what, other videos are talking about, which is like really general, what other people are talking about all the time. It is disqualifying that. He's saying we're not using this general way that you hear in every single video. We're not using this horrible method that is used 24/7. Instead, we're using a different method. He's talking about how his vehicle is unique, how his mechanism is unique, how no one's heard of it. Well, maybe he didn't say that, but he's just displaying his unique mechanism, right? And that's really important, because the unique mechanism is going to be the vehicle of how the prospect on the other side of the screen is going to get to their destination, which is the result that they're looking for. If that all makes sense, right? And so this is extremely good. This is exactly how you want to frame it. Frame your vehicle, frame your unique mechanism, which is like your business, exactly how you structure your business. Just frame that as unique, and that's going to be the vehicle of how your potential prospect or potential client, is going to get to their destination, which is their results. Now, this is pretty much just going to be very in-depth video, of course, just breaking down absolutely everything. Product examples, you can pretty much see he's showing the actual product. Maybe he shows ads. I'm guessing he runs ads if he's doing drop shipping, etc. Right? So maybe a bunch of content as well. He's just using AI, right? So if we even go to the outro, we pretty much don't need to. He's just gonna probably pitch his, book a call at the bottom. That's what you're supposed to do in bottom of the funnel videos, at least. And if I scroll down, you can pretty much see it's in the comment section as well. Work with me one-on-one, of course. And of course, it's going to be at the top of the description as well. And if you're watching this and you're interested in AI dropshipping, well, I pretty much just gave him a free shout out. But yeah, this is pretty good video, pretty good example of a case study breakdown. That is exactly what you want to do. You can have a little bit of editing as well, but honestly, I'd say just, maybe edited intro, edited outro. Honestly, you can have the whole thing edited if you want to, but this is just an example, and it's a really good one. And so if you want to do fully edited, you can just structure it exactly like this. Same kind of type of intro, same type of outro, and kind of same type of body. I would likely keep the body raw usually. That's what we usually do for case study breakdowns. But let's just get into the next one, which is going to be a client interview. All right, so this is going to be the last one. This is going to be a client interview, and this is another type of bottom of the funnel video. So we have case study breakdown, which is more in depth, kind of like the client isn't on the screen. This is actually going to be a client interview, and this is from Jared Visser, which is actually, I'd say he's a friend of mine, and I pretty much met him in real life. He's pretty cool. They helped me with business early on. I used to actually help them with their business, which if you're interested in like info and like, getting a bunch of your numbers done, your data done in the back end, you can actually reach out to them. But other than that, let's just get right into it.
These guys know what they're doing as well, right? And they can help you make data-driven decisions. So really, and then all of a sudden he just showed me the dashboard that you guys build, and I was just sold like that.
All right, what's going on?
All right, so you can pretty much see this is likely how a client interview is going to be structured. Of course, it could have some editing, but even if it's raw, it's fine a bit. And I would say, honestly, you'd always want to put in the intro the results that you've gotten for them, as well as basically the client, like pretty much this is going to be an unprofessional word, but glazing you, right? Pretty much dumb, like saying exactly how good your process is, how it's helped them, how they got insane results from it, etc. Right? And so we pretty much want to add that in the intro. Then you want to add like probably like a suspense music in the background, and like just go to a black screen, kind of like how he did. And then you want to go into the actual intro. That's going to keep the viewer engaged. They're going to be like, oh, damn, this guy is actually getting results. I should keep watching. That's exactly how you should structure it. And pretty much this is going to be pretty short. It's just going to be him introducing the client most likely and getting to basically the interview, how he actually helped the business owner solve problems. Let's keep watching for a bit more though.
Guys, it's Jared here from Emberley, and next to me I have Mr. Ethan Newen, all the way out from Australia. We just happened to be in Cape Town together at the same time, which is great. Really excited to be able to do this in person. So I am not going to butcher your introduction. So Ethan, tell the people who you are and what you do.
All right, so two very important questions here. As soon as you introduce the person, you want to ask them who they are, just for the viewers, and then what they do. just so that they know the actual person on the other side of the screen understands what they do. Maybe it's someone like them. Maybe they look just like them. Maybe they're in the same business, right? If they are in the same business, this is going to be really good because they're going to be like, okay, if this other person who's just like me is getting the result from this guy, maybe I should go to this guy, right? Because this other guy over here doesn't have a case study, or sorry, a client interview from someone like me, but this guy does. I'm going to actually go to him, right? So this is very important to actually introduce them and introduce who they are, what they do, etc., right? Especially if you're in a business where you help a bunch of different types of businesses. And it's pretty much just going to be him introducing himself. That's what a client interview is. And then the outro is going to be pretty much him probably asking, what would you tell people who are going to be hesitant about working with me? That's always the last question you want to ask, at least usually. That's always a good question to ask towards the end, because if they watch the whole thing, they're likely interested. And so if that's pretty much a client interview, just have them either with you, or you can even have like a Zoom recording and it's like split screen, you on one side, client on the other side, etc., right? I can even show you guys how I did this for a client. Let me show you guys really quickly, actually. All right, so another good example is going to be exactly what we did for Nick. And if I actually click here, you're going to see how it's fully edited and how it pretty much follows the same kind of concept, but it's just edited, right? At least the intro and a little bit of the outro, which is like a like, subscribe animation. But the intro is really important to actually like keep the prospect wanting to watch, and they're likely going to become a client if it's really good, especially a good result. So you're going to see exactly how we structured this and how we did the editing and everything.
Before us working together, where were you at?
I did 4.2K US, and then end of September, I pulled in 8.5K.
We still got to hit the 10, the 15, the 20, but
Exactly.
doubling your comms in 1 month is insane, and I'm really proud to hear that. Welcome back to the channel.
All right, so just something really simple like that, right? Kind of slightly edited, not too much, not nothing too crazy, and then just get into like the raw like recording of them talking, how they helped them, what they did, who they are, etc., and what they would tell someone who's actually kind of hesitant to work with them, because that person got the result. So other person on the other side of the screen can get the result as well. And that's pretty much going to be the client pitching a potential client, if that makes sense. It's kind of interesting how that works, but that's pretty much all 5 videos. So that's exactly how you create YouTube videos to attract high intent buyers. If you start applying this stuff, you'll stop attracting freebie seekers and you'll actually start to book calls with people who want to work with you. So if you want my team to handle everything for you, from the ideation, scripting, editing, thumbnails, SEO, and posting, all with the goal of getting you more views and more high quality leads from your YouTube channel, then click the first link below to book a call with my agency. Or if you're not ready, then you can watch this video on screen next, pretty much a 40-minute crash course of me going in depth with YouTube and how to get leads and clients with it. So see you in the next one.